I'm Simi Pasha and you're watching a Headlines Today initiative where we bring you positive stories of hope and courage. Over the next half an hour, we'll get you stories that don't necessarily make headlines but showcase the triumph of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Now to the story of an extraordinary fisherman in Ahmedabad who's made it his mission to save lives. Over the last 34 years, Prahlad Solanki has saved the lives of more than 100 people who are trying to commit suicide by jumping into the Sabarmati River. Gopi Manyar with his story.
It's just another day for Prahlad Solanki. A fisherman by profession, Solanki has spent his entire life in this river. He revers Sabarmati. Unlike other fishermen, Solanki is out on another mission. He's there to save lives. Standing under the bridge on this river, he's rescued many who've come to throw away their lives on a suicidal mission.
पहली बार बचा है मैंने तो लोगों ने मेरे को बहुत प्रोत्साहन दिया है, तब से मेरे को आदत पड़ गई है लोगों को बचाने की, तो आज तक पड़ी है.
Prahlad Solanki has built his own lifeboat with thermocoals. Indigenous yet cost-effective, it serves his purpose. But a little help with basic infrastructure could help him reach out to many.
वो मेरे को वोट की ज़रूर पड़ती है इसमें कि मैं ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इंसान को बचा सकूँ जिंदा. मेरे पे सुभाष ब्रिज से कोई कुत्ता है तो जाने टाइम मेरा आधा घंटा लग जाता है, वहाँ तक इंसान ख़त्म भी हो जाए. और बोट हो तो मैं 2 मिनट में पहुँच के पकड़ लूँ उसको, 2 मिनट में. लाइफ जैकेट भी नहीं है हमारे पास, कुछ साधन ही नहीं है. तो नहीं, कोई बात नहीं करी. हमारे पास कोई ऐसा इंसान ही नहीं है ना बात करने वाला. कोई सही इंसान होगा तो हम मार्गदर्शन देवे तो होवे कुछ.
His efforts are only appreciated by a smile and thanks, and this reward motivates him. Over the years, he has realized that there are particular seasons when suicide attempts peak, like the board exam results.
एक परीक्षा के टाइम रहते, कोई नपास हो सुसाइड कर दे वही. फिर दूसरा गणपति में रहते, फिर दशमा का व्रत में रहते. वो तो अखी नाइट रहते दशमा में, तो पूरी नाइट ही नदी में.
In a country struggling with poverty and population crisis, life-saving methods are of least priority. Unlike West, where lifeguards are an important part of societal safety, we tend to ignore it. But the good news is people like Prahlad Solanki, who despite all odds would stand vigil at Sabarmati River to save another life from being wasted. With Gopi Manyar in Ahmedabad, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Our next story is about a group of women in Ranchi who won the respect and admiration of the entire community. Thanks to their grit and determination, more than 350 families now have access to clean drinking water. Not just that, their Gram Panchayat is now counting on them to make the entire village self-sufficient. Rohit Singh and Dharambir Sinha with their incredible story.
Women of Bareilly are happy. As temperatures rise above 40 degrees Celsius, women have a sigh of relief. They don't have to walk miles to collect clean water anymore. Open a tap and clean water comes out. Few years back, they constituted a committee to realize their dream. Today, 345 households in Bareilly has clean water supply through pipeline.
हम लोग को पानी के लिए बहुत दिक्कत होता था. नहाने के लिए भी हम लोग को नदी जाना पड़ता था, जो कि 1 किलोमीटर लगभग है. पीने के लिए भी पानी लाने के लिए हम लोग को आधा किलोमीटर जाना पड़ता था. अभी तो हम लोग का जैसे जल स्वच्छता समिति के ई पर जो बना, अभी घर में पाइप आ गया, तो हर चीज़ में सबको सुविधा हो गया. जैसे महिलाओं का बहुत काम रहता है, सुबह में पानी लाने के लिए जाते तो हम लोग का 1 घंटा उधर ही लग गया. इससे हम लोग का समय का भी बचत हो गया.
जब हम लोग इसमें हैंडओवर लिए तब हम लोग ग्राम सभा किए, उसमें हम लोग समिति बनाए. उसके बाद हम लोग घर घर जाके सबसे पूछे कि आप लोग को क्या दिक्कत होता है पानी में. तो बोला कि हम लोग को पानी सही से नहीं प्राप्त मात्रा में मिल सकता है. जैसे 8 दिन मिला तो 10 दिन खराब रहता है, पानी नहीं आता है सही से. तो हम लोग उसको ठीक करने के लिए सोचे. हम लोग पहले था 135, उसमें अभी बढ़ के हो गया हम लोग का 345 उपभोक्ता अभी पानी ले रहे हैं.
In this Naxal-infested area, water crisis has been a persistent problem for nearly 25 years. Earlier efforts by government agencies to install running water supply failed repeatedly. The committee formed by these women pushed local administration out of its stupor. Pumps were set up following boring in the local river and water flowed.
महिलाओं का आगे आना बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट मानते हैं हम लोग। हम तो कहेंगे कि ग्राम जल स्वच्छता समिति बेड़ो और बारीडी की जो महिलाएं हैं और उनके द्वारा इस तरह का रोल करने का ये परिणाम है कि एक घर में पानी देने का टारगेट, एक चैलेंज लेकर हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं इन महिलाओं के सहयोग से।
Parched and dry, this small village in Ranchi was thirsting for something as basic as clean drinking water. What is most extraordinary is that it was not the government officials or the Gram Panchayat, but the women from this village who took it upon themselves to revive a forgotten government scheme, quenching the thirst of hundreds of families in the Bero Prakhand. With Dharamveer Sinha, this is Rohit Singh for Headlines Today.
Now to another story that showcases women power. A woman from Kerala has been elected mayor of a small town in South London. She says her first priority is to raise the profile of her constituency that has a majority Indian population. Take a look.
Croydon is moving ahead. The London riots of 2011 that tore it apart is now history. And leading the city forward is this lady of Indian origin, Manju Shahul Hamid. She has been a councillor since 2006 and contested from the Broad Green ward in Croydon, which was hit by the riots.
Yeah, I wasn't interested in politics when I was in India. I joined the Students' Union when I was doing my Masters in Scientific and Engineering Software Technology at the University of Greenwich, and then joined the Labour Party in 1998. And I was looking for ways to get more involved in my local community and make a difference to the lives of the people in my area.
She reached the shores of UK after her marriage in 1996. Back home in Kerala, her family is jubilant.
I mean, have you made any plans this time?
Yeah.
To celebrate this moment?
Yeah, actually, I am planning to visit my sister recently, and we are planning to get to family get together there, and so I am planning to support her for her job. Actually, she's a hardworking person. When she was studying in India, she was a school first at 10th standard, till 10th standard.
Manju's success is a good news for all Indians who aspire to be global citizens and believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is my family.
Do you remember the time when you had to go to the bank, fill out forms, stand in long queues every time you needed to withdraw money? Thank God we don't have to do that anymore. Unfortunately, there are some who still have to go through the rigmarole, and that's because our ATMs are not disabled friendly. But starting the 1st of July, the RBI plans to change that. Virendra Gunawat with this story.
Welcome to NCR Bank Accessible ATM. Please select a language of your choice.
This is a talking ATM. Come July the 1st, following the Reserve Bank guidelines, ATMs across the country will have such talking facilities to aid visually challenged people. The first such ATM has already been inaugurated in Ahmedabad.
The main beneficiary is the visually challenged people. They would be the people who would benefit out of this technology, and it would enable them to transact very, very easily on an ATM, which today is a major challenge for most of them.
These machines are designed as per Access for All standards. They have braille stickers and easy operating keypads. Once headphones are attached to this machine, it starts to guide the customer with its multilingual voice guidance technology. It also allows the operator to opt for a blank screen so that nobody standing nearby can steal banking information from a customer.
We have already deployed for Union Bank of India a few hundred machines which are talking ATMs, which are NCR talking ATMs. For SBI, a few thousand machines which have already been deployed, which are once again talking ATMs. So we are in the process of doing the same for a lot of other banks also.
Banks will have to customize their existing ATM software to make them Access for All compliant and upgrade the hardware configuration of the current ATM fleet. In the National Capital Region, manufacturers of ATMs expect to sell 10,000 more ATMs by the end of this financial year. With Virendra Singh Gunawat in Mumbai, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Welcome back. You're watching Good News Today. I'm Siddharth Sharma. Now, are you one of those who are afraid of needles? Well, even if you're not, many parents have to still themselves against a child's helpless cry when he or she is getting vaccinated. Well, all that is soon to change because scientists have found a way of vaccinating children without needles. Yes, you heard me right, no needles, and here's how.
A long, thin needle piercing into your flesh, followed by cries of help and uncontrollable sobbing. Vaccination Day is every child and every parent's nightmare come alive. But it's a necessary evil. And it's not just the toddlers. The sights of needles and syringes also makes adults cringe with pain. But the good news is that the era of needles may soon be over. Researchers at the Georgia Institute of Technology are developing medicinal patches made up of hundreds of microscopic needles that dissolve into the skin, delivering vaccines painlessly.
We have a solid needle structure that is made of the vaccine or the drug, as well as we add some sugars and some polymers, various materials to stabilize the drug so it doesn't get damaged, and also to give mechanical strength to the microneedle so that when you press it into the skin, you don't have the needle bend or break or otherwise have problems.
Unlike conventional hypodermic needles, these microneedles only pierce the outermost layer of the skin, making vaccination painless and more effective. Animal testing for this technology has so far proved to be quite effective and will be introduced in clinical trials on humans in January next year.
We would like people to self-administer that flu vaccine. Stop by the grocery store, the pharmacy, another shop, and bring home patches for your whole family, apply them to the skin, and you've taken care of your flu shot for the year.
Painless vaccination certainly seems like a dream come true. These vaccines won't be available in the market before 2019. So in the meantime, happy waiting.
Passion for music drives Jason from Georgia, USA. But an accident changed his life and he could never play drums again. Thanks to a prosthetic that is partly a robo, he is able to overcome his disability and create music once again. Here's a good news story for you guys.
Music is his first love. His life, his passion. But 2 years ago, an accident shattered Jason Barnes' dream of becoming a professional drummer.
I was at work and I don't really remember anything, but apparently some electricity arced off some power lines onto like a pole I was holding. I woke up in the hospital and I was just like cooked, and I didn't really know what happened. Everybody was like, yeah, you got electrocuted.
But Jason wasn't going to let an accident come in the way of him achieving his lifelong ambition. He was desperately looking for ways to overcome his disability when he came across Gil Weinberg, who literally gave him a new lease of life. Weinberg had spent his entire career building musical robots. With Jason, he saw an opportunity to create something part prosthetic and part robot. He designed a cyborg substitute for Jason with 2 drumsticks.
So the first stick is just about that. It's about taking signals from his muscle with EMG and allow him to control the grip of the drumstick to create the kind of sound that he wants.
The second stick has a mind of its own, says Weinberg. It's powered by algorithms that enable it to translate musical waves into drumming action in real time. It took some getting used to, but Jason has now managed to master his musical robotic prosthetic.
It has a lot of potential, to create all kinds of things that people have never heard before, because there's certain things that it can do that's not humanly possible, you know what I mean?
Weinberg feels the robot-human combo could potentially lead to a new genre of music.
With cyborgs, we're actually trying not only to imitate humans' behavior, but to extend it and expand it and see what else can be done. And of course, this is a little scary. If you see a lot of Schwarzenegger movies, cyborgs can be dangerous. But I focus on music and how dangerous it can be. The music will suck.
Weinberg hopes that prosthetics like these can one day be controlled by thought and not just by muscle movement. As for Jason Barnes, his plans are simpler. He just wants to play some great music, a goal he can now achieve thanks to this technology.
As summer holiday season sets in, everyone likes a good vacation. And if you are planning to go to Australia, you've got to go out surfing. But one thought always lingers on a surfer's mind. Will he or she be attacked by a shark? Well, scientists in Australia have come out with a new shark detecting mechanism that might just help you.
It's a clever piece of technology developed by scientists in Australia to prevent shark attacks on the beaches and has aptly been named Clever Boy. In response to the 200-plus unprovoked shark attacks off the coast of Australia over the last 2 decades, a local company has developed a state-of-the-art sonar and satellite-based warning system. The machine has been designed to recognize movement of sharks in beach waters and alert lifeguards, swimmers and surfers to prevent them from falling prey to a sudden attack.
The testing found 2 really important things. The first is that we can actually see a shark using sonar, which historically has been quite difficult to do. The second is that we're able to pick up the specific characteristics around the way that a shark actually swims, which give us the opportunity to be able to detect sharks as opposed to other objects in the water.
This is how the alarm system works. The moment it detects a shark, it immediately sends a signal to a satellite, which relays the alert to lifeguards on the beach.
You know, the Clever Boy is going to be something that's going to be great for the lifeguards with the technology. We'll know when something comes through, it'll notify us in the tower, and then we'll be able to see what it is actually that's come through into the beach. We'll know whether to put the alarm on or whether just to send the jet ski out to check out the condition.
But Clever Boy is not quite ready for commercial use. There is still some fine-tuning to be done, but the company is confident that when it's eventually deployed, Clever Boy will save lives, not only in Australia, but across the world.